Testing. Okay. So Island Go, interesting decision right off the bat. I can play Stone Coil for 1, or I could hold it for later. And it's kind of interesting because they play Island, so that kind of implies like Bant or Reclamation or maybe some sort of a other island deck. But like I just Wildborn Preserver, but I can use Stone Coil to like trigger it. But I have a lot to do with my mana, like Questing Beast and Nissa. But like maybe I should hold it. But I'm like, what if they're playing it to Fairy deck kind of? I'm like, I just want to play this. I don't know. I can also draw Gem Razor, and if I'm playing like Reclamation, I just want to get as much damage in. I have all these haste creatures. They play Grazer, so I could attack, but I end up passing. And I play Wildborn end of turn. I could do it main phase. Kind of doesn't work out that well playing Stone Coil on turn 1 because they're going to Mystical Dispute. So if I had Stone Coil in my hand, I could start the turn by going, play Stone Coil for 1. And I guess it's kind of bad against Aether Gust, so maybe that's not really playing around Dispute that well, but because it just plays into Aether Gust. But I could go like, play Stone Coil for 1. If they let it resolve, I could grow up the Preserver and swing for 4. Actually, no, it's not. It's fine to play into Gust like that, because then it gets Gust out of the way for Beast, and it just presents a 4/4, like that's good with all the haste creatures. So, yeah, I gotta play Stone Coil for 1. Then if they dispute it, obviously, then I can just play Ooze, right? So this kind of backfires badly, the way that things pan out. Then I draw a Pellet Collector. I'm like, I kind of feel like they have another counter spell. Maybe, I don't know. So I just play Pellet Collector and level up the Preserver. And they swing, they play Growth Spiral, they Gust it. It's kind of interesting whether to top or bottom. I do top it, but that's because I have a Nissa in play, so it makes sense to me. I mean, I have a Nissa to cast. And now things are going pretty badly because they have a Nissa in play, and I can't remove it that quickly. So I play my own Nissa. And plus on a Forest. And I offer the trade because I don't really have that much to do with my extra mana, but they're playing a ramp deck, so I figured they could. I guess it could help them escape an Uro, so it might have been bad. But also I figured it means they can't double block my Questing Beast next turn and stuff like this. So they play Krasis, big Krasis, and I just play Questing Beast, grow my stuff, blah blah blah. Oh, I guess I could look at attacks. I just attack with 2 creatures, because I guess I do spend some time taking on the attack. Because I could attack with the Forest and etc., but basically, I didn't really want to offer my small creatures. I didn't want them to just eat them with the Krasis, because I looked them like it's not really going to make a good attack. They're at 22 life, and then it's at 7 loyalty. I just kind of attack, and I think trade the Krasis, and I'm fine with that because now my 3/3s are going to be more impactful when the 6/6 is gone. Then they play Ugin, and I basically lose the game. I fight for a couple turns, and then I scoop. So sideboarding. What happens? Yeah, I side out the Gem Razor, the Ram Shrews, side in the Beasts and the Ceratops. And what else? I think I look at the Primal Might. Yeah, I during the Primal Mites because I'm like, they probably have Elder Gargaroth or like it fights Hydro Krasis pretty well. Also, it's good against Nissa because you can kill the Nissa land and then kill Nissa. So I'm like, okay, the Ceratops is actually not that great, so whatever. So I send is this how I sideboard? Sure. So I send the Primal Mites and I go. Pretty decent hands. You know, not the best two drop, but it's fine. Play Grazer. I guess I'm going kind of fast. So I draw a land, pass to them. They play Vantress and don't have any play, kind of awkward. Swing for 2. Another Scryland, I play Questing Beast, bring them to 11. They play Nissa, but I brick. And attack. I guess I should look into what the attacks are. I play Questing Beast, activate. I think I just attacked everything at Nissa basically. Let me make sure. I mean, the life is kind of low. I think maybe this was a mistake because no, this is fine because these are 6 power and then I do offer the Ooze because, okay, I guess I should, because this way, if they block the Ooze, their Nissa is going to die. So this way, if they eat the Ooze and then they block this, their Nissa is going to die. So this way, I just attack everything at Nissa and they can't really block the Ooze, otherwise they lose their Nissa. So they block like this, Nissa goes to 1, they play Ugin. And I basically die because... Oh yeah, I guess I make some mistakes. I cast Pellet Collector, which was dumb because now they just have a target to plus their Ugin on. I kind of was like gave up at this point. And then I draw Barkhide Troll, and I shouldn't cast it. Like, this was a mistake. I forgot that Ugin can minus again. So then they just get a minus and deal with the Troll too. and then they argued this, and I was like, oh, whatever, I'll give up. Okay, so I guess now I should explain briefly. This was a 6-round challenge, and you'll see my score was 4-2, but there's only 5 games. The reason for this was in the second round, I punted really badly, and I didn't want to have to relive watching that, but I guess I will describe the mistake briefly. So, well, it was a lot of mistakes too, but this particular one at the end. Okay, I'll bring the game up, just because I don't. It's stupid to explain this whole thing and then let's. Oh, I already titled it bad because I didn't want to open it. Okay. Oh my god. So this is really painful to rewatch. Against mono black aggro, where was a mistake? Yeah, it was here. Yeah, here was the turn, here was the turn, here was the turn, here was the turn. Okay, so I untap. Boom. And so my options are I can Primal Might and fight the spawn, or I can ram through it. And I think I should have ram through it, because number one, if they put a Rotting Regisaur, I can't get through. Number two, I want to keep the Barkhide Troll activation up. Yeah, basically, like, I can't, well, at least it doesn't work out the way, like, I kind of want to keep the Barkhide Troll activation up. I kind of forgot about it. I was kind of like, my heuristic was like mana efficiency, but it's just also if they play Regisaur, it's so bad. I think that's the real reason I should have just ram through. But I was like, I did think about it for a while, and then basically like this. I think the main lesson for me was when I draw Primal Might, I always try and cast it for the max X, and then I don't really think about it that much, and that always kind of backfires. And I think I could have won this game if I just kept the Barkhide Troll activation up, the way that the game plays out. Well, maybe not what, but like, yeah. And this isn't the first time I made the mistake. Like, I made the same mistake in the standard showcase where I had Primal Might, and I was like, should I cast it for 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? Should I cast it now or later? Or this or that? And then I always end up casting it for the max X amount, and it always backfires terribly. So that was kind of the mistake. I don't want to watch this game because it's painful, because I literally made the same punt the previous day. This is what I described by the punt. I also played game 1 badly, but I lost that game. Basically, in game 1, there was like kind of a board stall, and I made a really embarrassing all attack, and like I don't even want to show it. And when it made like no sense, and I almost lost the game on the spot for it. Basically, I thought one of my creatures was 3 power when it was 2 power. Like, I thought it was like a lethal attack, but then it wasn't. They went to 1 life, and yeah. So that's why I edited out this round, and because it was painful to re-experience.